All right. Hello, are we back? Are we back? Hello from Texas. Is it working fine now? I think that fixed it. I think. I'm green bar on OBS. I don't know. Uh Twitch. I think it's better now. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Texas, I guess. All right, whatever. Does this happen often or not? It happens like very rare. I mean, like it's happened before, and there goes Wavelink. Okay, Wavelink updater wanted to crash again. Whatever. Okay, sucks, but what can you do? Yeah, I don't know if the Twitch LA. Thank you, Texas. Thank you, Texas servers. You want me to be more specific? Thank you, Tricky. Doesn't happen often, but yeah, sometimes the connection just like nothing wrong with my end and the connection just falls flat. So it's either the squirrels, the rain, combination of both, or very rarely it's the servers. But at least you have the option of controlling which servers you connect to, so that's a benefit. This thing is too big. What's the VPN? I'm not using a VPN. You could just change your server in Twitch. I don't think I need to draw that then. Why do I keep drawing this so big? What the fuck? Oh yeah. Oh, my art journey. Yeah, it's not that interesting. But before I say, I really need to pee. I'll be back. All right, all right. Yeah, I don't. My. Do you want to go for like the very, very beginning? I don't think my start was like any different from a lot of people that get their start. You're like a kid in high school, you just want to draw cool stuff. So all you do is just draw margins of anime eyes in your notes, and then you get called out for it. People make fun of you, and okay, this is getting very specific. Anyway, so that was mostly that. I didn't really take drawing too seriously until around right after high school. Uh, my friends were telling me about Anime Expo, and they're like, "Oh, okay, let's go. It's gonna be cool." I'm like, "Cool. I like anime. Let's go to let's go see this Anime Expo." And then from there, I saw people selling stuff at Artist Alley. I saw people, you know, it was really for funsies, but it was still something that people got out, made money in, and it would be like eventually at one of these artist alley, one of these anime expos where I met, John, Jonathan Kim, Mariel Cartwright, all these people that eventually become my coworkers. But that kind of stuff became the impetus for me to try to take art more seriously, try to take painting more seriously. And over the years, from then on out, I would make more connections, meet more people, but I would eventually start participating in Artist Alley myself. Not very good. Like first year of college, I was finally selling stuff. Not amazing, but it was fun. It's fun. And during this time, I wasn't going to school for art or anything. I was doing it for biological sciences, which I eventually got a degree in. So I haven't done anything with it. Thank you very much. Um, yeah. Like I said, I didn't do anything with it. Thank you for the sub with Prime. Val Interior. Um, yeah, I actually knew quite a few people who just who didn't go to art school or anything. They went to like poli sci or bio sci or whatever, and they just transitioned to being an artist. because they realized that's not what they wanted to do, and that's what happened to me. Uh, I realized I didn't want to devote my life for that, for a meaningless pursuit, just because my parents wanted it. Anyway, but I still wasn't like, I still was kind of just going with that direction. I wasn't doing anything with my art really. I was trying to draw. I was trying to still paint, do random things, you know. And I started the art blog and everything because it was trendy. It was trendy to have an art blog. And what was the timeline of it? What the hell was the timeline? I need to pull out my Valkyrie book. I eventually so I graduated from college. I started doing art for Anime Expo, but I still wasn't doing it like hardcore. It was just pretty much like the months like leading up to Anime Expo would just be like I would just draw, and after that I'll just kind of like just doodle and not really give a shit about drawing. And I was just trying to get on with college and then post college life. And eventually, people at Skullgirls were like, "Hey, we need some help. You kind of know how to use a computer. You kind of know how to do art. Do you want to, intern for us?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll work part time." So yeah, which became a full-time position. So in the interim, so while working there, I was realizing if I was heading towards this direction, and of sort of being an artist within the game industry, I was just like, well, like I would really want to improve my craft, but I just don't know how. And around that time, a couple of my friends, separately, they were telling me about Concept Design Academy, and I said, okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And during that time, I guess it's still pretty affordable now compared to, but during that time, these classes that they were offering, figure drawing, perspective, all these things like that, digital painting. I started taking these courses, and that's when I realized, like, yeah, this is the direction I needed to take. Because before that, I wasn't really drawing with direction. I was referencing photos like hardcore, which I still reference photos and things like that, but like on that level before that, I was doing it without any direction or intent. But now with like proper instruction, just like a little bit of guiding, that's when it's like, yeah, I feel more confident in trying to further my own art. So after that, started taking, Anime Expo a little bit more seriously. Then around that time or so, I was starting to see more success with my prints, because before all that, I was barely breaking even, making very little profit at Anime Expo. But finally, at some point, people were actually buying stuff, and I was like noticing like an uptick, like performance of my art and all that. And I was like, okay, cool. Now what's the next step? And it was books. I didn't always want to do prints forever and ever. So I was just like, okay, and try to start doing books. Doing a book took a hell of a time, get that process off the ground. But I started doing it. And had good success with it. And I was like, finally, okay, what's the next step after that? I'm going to go to Japan and fulfill, bucket list thing of mine is to sell a comic kit, which I did. First time I'm playing, I got into Comic Kit, sold. Did really well my first time. Actually, like my best year ever was the first time I did Comic Kit. So yeah. So now it's basically, and then COVID happened and just threw everything off course. But now, since then, I'm still working video games. I kind of draw for games for on Skullgirls, but most of the time, I'm drawing for myself. I'm drawing for the books. That's why I work year round to make 2 books for Comic Cat and plus prints for AX and other American cons. And in the meantime, I'm still trying to look for make other other avenues of just like, how do I do more outside of just making books and things like that. So that's why I've been trying to make a figure, get a figure done. That's just kind of like in its own dimension, its own timeline right now. Who knows what's going on there? And other things, trying to work with other people if they're interested. What's the process of applying to Comic Kit? You just fill out a form and you just write down what you're selling and what genre it's going to be in, and that's it. And you pay the fee, and you need a Japanese address. That's probably going to be the biggest hurdle for anyone outside of the country. But other than that, it's pretty easy. It is all in Japanese, but you could probably get on by fairly easily with machine translation. Nope. I mean, how? No. International people have always been going to Comic Con. In fact, the numbers has been just going up and up. But yeah, like I said, like they don't care from like where you're from really. It's just the main limiting factor is like, do you have a Japanese address? Because they need to send correspondence through that. A lot of it's still like done through papers. But the process has been mostly streamlined over the years, so you could do it online, but they still send you like physical things over the mail to complete the process. But yeah, before it's like you had to be at the previous Comic Kit, you had to pick up their application sheet from there, and then you had to finish the application within like the week after that Comic Kit to apply for the next one. It was a very convoluted process before, and super sucked. But since they opened up the venue for online applications, it's become a lot easier. And now you're seeing more and more people from overseas, whether it be from Taiwan, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Korea, people from all over. People from all over have been selling at Comic Con now, so it's cool. I'm gonna spend freaking forever on trying to figure out how to draw Savaria, because I'm just not good with her face. I'm sure I just use the other one as reference. Oh wow, okay, all the way from Malaysia. Yeah. Whatever, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get for now. think the head could probably be a little bit bigger. The render guidebook? What do you mean? I have a book? Skin render? I don't know if I had a book. I don't really... Skin rendering book? You mean color and light? I didn't really tweet about it. I don't have that book here. I don't really use guides or have references for rendering, but there is a book called Color and Light that just about every single artist will bring up. But it's a very technical minded book. It's not a how-to book. It will show you the principles and things about how color theory and physics of light and things like that. But it is not a how-to book. In fact, I actually don't recommend a lot of beginning artists for that book because it's very easy to get lost in it and dissuaded. I have that book and I think it's a good book, and I barely looked at it myself. I'm mostly self-taught. Oh, jeez, okay. Break a habit. 3/4 head pose. I mean, you just gotta force it. You just gotta force yourself drawing like. Today I'm gonna draw a character facing head on, and they're gonna be looking down or up or above, and I'm gonna draw a character drawing profile. You have to force it. That's the only. I used to be like that a lot too, and it is the most popular angle for the head for a reason, because it's just very easy to make it look good compared to the others, but use references, use a lot of references. You have figures, use them. Take photos. Have I seen the new Transformers trailer? Yeah, I saw it. Transformers One. All right. I've actually never been too into Transformers, so interesting. Here we go again. Mm, everybody in the base. Oops. Oh, right, she has that thing. And she has that thing and the other thing.